At 14:17, in the Gulf of Oman, 68 Iranian sailors inside a Russian-built submarine made a decision that would become a masterclass in the gap between confidence and capability. The Iris Tariq had been stalking the USS Nimitz carrier strike group for 41 hours. The patrol cost Iran $2.7 million. The Americans neutralized it for under $15,000. Not one American weapon was fired. Before we dive in, comment where you are watching from and click subscribe. The stakes here extend far beyond this single incident. Iran's naval doctrine has long positioned its submarine force as the primary asymmetric counter to American carrier power in the Persian Gulf. If that capability is genuine, the United States faces a credible threat to its most expensive and strategically central naval assets. A Nimitz-class carrier costs $8.5 billion to build and represents the forward projection of American military power across an entire region. If that capability is theater, then Iran's deterrence posture collapses, and every adversary watching draws the same conclusion. What happened on that Tuesday afternoon was not simply a failed torpedo attack. It was a live demonstration, witnessed by intelligence services across 3 continents, of exactly which category Iranian submarine warfare belongs to. The Iris Tariq is a Kilo-class diesel-electric submarine. Iran purchased 3 of these boats from Russia between 1992 and 1996, paying roughly $600 million per hull. The design is competent Cold War engineering. 74 meters long, 2,350 tons of surface displacement, anechoic tile coating on the hull designed to absorb sonar returns. Maximum submerged speed 17 knots. Operational depth 240 meters. In 1985, this was a serious weapons platform. In the Gulf of Oman in 2024, it is a liability wearing the costume of a threat. The Persian Gulf's warm, chemically aggressive water has systematically destroyed the anechoic tile coating that makes Kilo-class submarines difficult to detect. Sections have peeled. Adhesion has failed. The acoustic signature the boat now produces is substantially louder than its Soviet designers intended. Iran lacks the dry dock facilities and material science expertise to restore the coating to specification. Every patrol the Tariq conducts, it broadcasts its presence more clearly than the mission's planners understand. The Tariq's captain was operating on a model of the battlefield that no longer existed. His periscope, a design finalized during the Reagan administration, showed him a carrier making a steady course at constant speed. Range 11,200 meters. Bearing stable. The mathematics of a torpedo solution looked clean. He interpreted the absence of American reaction as evidence of successful concealment. He was wrong on every level that mattered. 87 nautical miles to the southwest, the USS Mississippi, a Virginia-class nuclear attack submarine, had been tracking the Tariq since it departed Bandar Abbas 6 days earlier. The Virginia class represents the accumulated product of decades of American submarine investment. At 377 feet long, with a submerged displacement of 7,835 tons, the Mississippi is larger than the Tariq, but acoustically invisible by comparison. Its pump-jet propulsor eliminates the cavitation noise conventional propellers generate. Its S9G nuclear reactor produces 40,000 shaft horsepower without requiring the boat to surface and run diesel engines. The BQQ-10 sonar suite processes acoustic data through algorithms capable of resolving a submarine signature at 40 nautical miles. Every valve noise the Tariq made during its 6-day patrol was recorded, every propeller revolution cataloged, every battery charging cycle documented. The Americans built a complete acoustic portrait of the Iranian boat before its navigator finished plotting the intercept course. 14:20. The order was given in Farsi. Tube 1, fire. Compressed air expelled the torpedo. The weapon was a Test 71 MK, the export variant of a Soviet wire-guided heavyweight torpedo. 1981 technology. 1,820 kilograms. A 205-kilogram high-explosive warhead. It travels at 40 knots on silver-zinc batteries, steered through a copper guidance wire that spools out behind it like fishing line. A human operator in the Tariq's fire control room sends steering commands down that wire, correcting the weapon's course toward the target. When the torpedo reaches terminal range, it cuts the wire and activates its own active sonar to close the final distance. In theory, this gives the firing crew control across most of the engagement. In practice, the copper wire snaps under aggressive maneuvering or thermal gradient stress. The 1970s designers who built the system never anticipated the thermal layering patterns of the Gulf of Oman. The Tariq's crew had not fired a live test 71 in combat. Their last training evolution with practice torpedoes was 2019. The American response was not reactive, it was prepositioned. 90 seconds before the Iranian torpedo launched, the USS Holyoke, an Arleigh Burke-class destroyer stationed 14 nautical miles from the Nimitz, deployed an MH-60R Seahawk helicopter. The destroyer's AN/SQS-53C bow-mounted sonar had detected the Tariq's torpedo tube flooding sequence. Sound travels through water at 1,500 meters per second. The Holyoke's sonar operators tagged the acoustic signature within 7 seconds of the flooding event. The MH-60R carries the AN/AQS-22 dipping sonar, a transducer deployed on a cable capable of monitoring water at depths to 460 meters. The helicopter also carries sonobuoys, disposable acoustic sensors that parachute into the ocean and transmit data back to the aircraft in real time. Each sonobuoy costs approximately $1,400. Within 180 seconds of the torpedo launch, the helicopter had dropped 8 sonobuoys in a geometric grid between the Tariq and the Nimitz. These sensors created an acoustic fence the Test 71 had to cross to reach its target. The Americans were not guessing where the torpedo was. They were watching it move through monitored water, meter by meter. The Nimitz deployed its AN/SLQ-25 Nixie-towed torpedo decoy from its stern. The Nixie generates acoustic signals designed to mimic a carrier's propeller and engine sounds, drawing acoustic homing torpedoes away from the actual hull. It works effectively against weapons that home on ambient noise signatures. The Test 71 is wire-guided. It follows commands from a person watching a fire control screen, not automated acoustic sensors. It cannot be deceived by a noise source positioned 2,000 feet behind the ship. This is the vulnerability that Cold War defense analysts documented and that no subsequent Iranian procurement decision addressed. But the decisive action came from depth. The USS Mississippi, still undetected and shadowing from position, activated its BQQ-10 sonar array. One active pulse, maximum power, transmitted directly at the Tariq. Inside the Iranian submarine, the ping arrived like a physical impact. Equipment rattled. Anyone without ear protection experienced temporary hearing loss, and the Tariq's captain received information he could not process tactically in the time available. An American nuclear attack submarine was behind him, close enough that its Mark 48 AD-cap torpedoes could reach the engine room in under 90 seconds. The Mark 48 AD-cap is what results from refining a weapon system across 5 decades of continuous development, 3,500 pounds, a 650-pound high-explosive warhead, maximum speed exceeding 55 knots on auto-fuel 2 monopropellant, guidance through fiber optic wire that does not snap under thermal stress or aggressive maneuvering, active and passive sonar with target discrimination algorithms, artificial intelligence search patterns that activate autonomously if the wire is severed, designed to detonate beneath a vessel's keel, creating a pressure bubble that breaks the ship's spine from below. The Iranian captain had no good options. Continue the attack, and the Mississippi fires. Surface, and the mission ends in humiliation. He cut the guidance wire. The Test 71, suddenly without operator control, entered its terminal search sequence. Its active sonar activated, pinging for the Nimitz's hull signature across 11 kilometers of Gulf of Oman. The Seeker, designed in 1981, could not resolve the carrier's acoustic signature from the complex thermal gradient layers in the water column beneath it. The weapon circled. It searched. Its silver-zinc batteries began depleting after 4 minutes. its motor slowed. Its computer registered mission failure. The torpedo detonated 340 meters from the Nimitz's starboard quarter. The pressure wave propagated outward through water. Sailors felt the deck shudder. Damage control stations registered alarms. The carrier's double hull absorbed the energy without structural compromise. Assessment took 14 minutes. Minor flooding in one ballast tank. Hull integrity confirmed. Propulsion systems nominal. Flight deck status green. The Nimitz did not alter course. It did not reduce speed. The Tariq surfaced 4 minutes after the detonation. 68 Iranian sailors emerged onto a rust-streaked deck and looked at empty water in every direction. No American ships visible. No aircraft overhead. Nothing but the Gulf of Oman and the silence of an ocean that had watched everything and shown them nothing. The USS Mississippi shadowed the Tariq back to Bandar Abbas. Every acoustic signature recorded, every maneuver cataloged, every mechanical characteristic documented for future targeting solutions. 43 hours later, a second Iranian Kilo-class submarine experienced catastrophic flooding during training exercises. Iran attributed it to mechanical failure. Western intelligence analysts noted the Mississippi had transmitted detailed acoustic targeting data on all 3 Iranian Kilo-class boats to 5th Fleet Command immediately following the Gulf encounter. The message required no translation. "We know where all 3 of your submarines are. We have complete acoustic signatures. We can reach them at any moment we choose." Now consider the financial accounting of what happened. Iran expended one test 71 Mk torpedo at approximately $500,000 replacement value. 6 days of patrol operations consumed roughly $2.7 million in fuel, crew costs, and logistics support. The crew requires psychological evaluation following acoustic trauma from close-range active sonar exposure. Iranian submarine doctrine is now documented comprehensively in American targeting databases. The United States expended 1 active sonar pulse at negligible electrical cost, 8 sonobuoys totaling $11,200, and standard helicopter flight operations within existing carrier group budget. Total consumable expenditure under $15,000. 0 American weapons fired. 0 casualties on either side. 0 structural damage to the carrier. The return. Complete documented confirmation that Iranian submarine operations against American carrier groups carry 0 probability of tactical success and a certainty of comprehensive surveillance. This is the architecture of modern deterrence. Not dramatic surface engagements with visible explosions and communiques. Surveillance networks that track submarines across entire ocean basins before deployment orders are finalized. Acoustic libraries built across decades of patient collection. Torpedoes that can be pre-positioned in an adversary's escape routes before the adversary knows the engagement has begun. The Nimitz resumed scheduled flight operations 22 minutes after the explosion. For the carrier's crew of 5,500, it was Tuesday afternoon. For Iran's naval command, it was documentation of a strategic reality they could no longer dispute. Their submarine force does not hunt American carriers. It performs for them. The Tariq's crew returned to port alive. They are alive because the Mississippi chose observation over elimination. That distinction, the gap between what was possible and what was done, carries more strategic weight than any weapon system in the American inventory. You can repair a damaged hull. You can train new crews. You cannot restore the operational assumption that surprise remains achievable once an adversary proves, in water you thought was dark, that they have been watching you since you left port. Tagged specimens in a monitored aquarium, permitted to swim only because the apex predators see value in the data.